We are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to let's have a look.
Chinwag number.
I'm just trying to find something. Yeah. Welcome to Reseller Chinwag number 25. As Beck said, so hope everyone is well. Hope the stream is looking good. We've managed to get our webcam set up working again. I just plugged it into a different USB port. And it seems to be working, as you guys can hear. We do want to get a better mic.
Because we do, because there's a lot of echo in this room.
It sounds boomy. Room, so, yeah, it sounds really boomy, which is not cool. We don't want it.
It's got to be an improvement on last week, though. Come on.
Yeah, but we don't want it to be boomy, do we? That's the thing. That's not a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have now got 27 people in the room.
Hello.
Good evening. I hope everyone's had a good week. We'll go through the chat for a bit and say a few highs.
Yes.
We have got Peter Smith. We've got Treasure Pirate, Chelsea, Paul Kettle, Cat Rants, Richard Hale, Funky Monkey, Mohin Dean as well. Finn Fashion, Smart Reselling, Darren's in the chat as well. David Morse. Sam Wilson is high as well, so does Bug Chick. Phoebe Finn Fashion Plus is in here as well, Tactical Bite. Anne Hamilton as well, and Trisha J so far. So hi to everybody.
Hello.
Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Or start to a weekend. Weather has been...
Oh, it's been so nice.
Hixie's just popped in as well. Hi Steve, how are you? Actually, I'm going to move these around this way because then it's more... Yeah. So
thank you.
All right. Yeah, so... Yeah, Hixie's popped in as well. Hi there, Hixie. So it's been pretty good weather-wise.
It's been beautiful last 2 days.
Yeah, they've been stunning, haven't they?
I mean,
Blue sky.
We've had a lot of rain for
warming up
ages, but now today was just beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been, it just perks everything up, doesn't it? Everything looks better, really.
Yeah.
Mohin Dean says, "Don't let Nick's HMRC video scare you guys. Keep car booting." I'm sure that wasn't Nick's intention.
I'm sure that wasn't Nick. We have actually watched it. We watched it before we came on.
Yeah, we watched it just before we came on. Nick's made quite an interesting video actually about the whole dilemma that as resellers we face. That what do you do? I mean, you buy most of your stock from boot fairs, jumble sales, things like that, and how do you kind of square that away with HMRC? And there's no real good answer. It was a very computer says no type answer that Nick got, but it was a really interesting video. It was a really fun video actually. So you guys should definitely check that out on Nick's channel if you already haven't. Let's have a look. So Hicks says hi, Old Haggis Hunter. David Moore says it's been dead here, hoping for a good weekend. You have a lot of rarish NES games listed at the moment. That should be good. Yeah. And David McGregor says the Malik's live going up against Lenny Henry. More comic relief on here, in my opinion. David McGregor, thank you for that. But obviously, Red Nose, I forgot completely.
I know.
How terrible
Even
is
Zara.
that?
Oh goodness, the stream's gone.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
I hope stream's going to be okay.
Yeah.
When we were doing this, it kept saying that it was bad and it wasn't receiving the video properly. So hopefully it's going to be okay for you guys. But
I think it's fine. Don't worry. It looks like it's okay. It is being a bit funny.
Yeah. Do you want to pause it? Because
that's confusing, See, that's why you shouldn't pay too much attention to it. No, Andrea and Nick's popped into the chat, and so CP Crafts as well. Let's have a look. Azim B, how's you doing? Says Yukari's there. CP Crafts has got a question. Jumble Cell Virgin here, and I'm off to one tomorrow with the kids at a local scout hut. Any suggestions?
I leave the kids at home.
No, if you can't, kids can be quite.
No. Yeah. The times that I've taken Zara to a boot sale.
This is a jumble sale.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking from Zara coming to a boot sale.
Yeah.
When she gets items for herself, generally
they get them at a good price.
Get them at a good price.
I mean, jumble sale tips. If you've seen any videos on it, it's epic.
It is.
It's epic, but it does get very busy. It
can be busy depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Clothes can be particularly busy if that's what you're going to go.
Yeah, clothes are where you're going to have to get your spot at the table and then try to keep it, and then you'll do little swaps with people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I find that if you're polite and you smile, you know, people are generally okay. I haven't had too many bad experiences.
Yeah. So Nick says, glad people are finding the video interesting. Was fun to edit. I was on hold for half an hour.
Wow, really?
Well, it's HMRC for you, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I was saying that when I was on the phone to them, it was actually.
Yeah, they do take their time. And Treasure Pirate says, sharpen your elbows.
Yeah.
That's definitely. And go in early, definitely. Or get to the front of the queue if you can.
Yeah.
Be there early. John Clissold says, picture is great, as is the sound. That's fantastic.
Oh,
Hixie says, stab vest. I think that's a bit hard.
Yeah, I don't think you need a... Is he talking about the jumbles?
Yeah, that jumbles.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a bit vicious, but it should be okay. Indie Chick says, Z, I got a Mewtwo at the weekend car boot for £2. Almost had a funny turn when I saw it. Would have walked past it if it hadn't been for one of your vids, so thanks a million. Really appreciate that, Indie Chick. I'm glad you found one.
Yeah.
We've not seen one that recently, but I have picked up a Mew, but not a Mewtwo recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great cameras to pick up. And they're not the only ones. I mean, this is something that I've talked about before, and it's worth mentioning. When someone like shares like an interesting item, it's always worth going into that category and seeing what else there is, because everyone knows about the Mewtwo, and if you find one, great, and obviously you should look for one. There are others which are just as good. If you guys don't know, Darren Smart, who's in the chat as well, he posted up one of his sales, and he had, I think it was a Nikon or a Nikon, as I like saying Nikon.
Nikon sounds better.
Yeah, it's Nikon. Yeah.
Especially when you're doing the American accent.
Yeah, he had a Nikon camera, and it was 35mm, just like the Mewtwo, fixed lens, just like the Mewtwo. But I'm not sure the full stats of it. But it sold for really good money. I think it was like 100 and something, 130 odd pounds.
Yes.
So definitely worth always doing that bit of extra research, like taking that extra bit of initiative. So if someone tells you that X sells well, go and check out X, see what it sold for, but then look for other items that are in the same space as X, and see what else there is. So you're not just looking for the one item. That's something I thought I'd point out, because there are it's something I want to do, because I'm quite limited on. There's loads of like cult cameras out there, not just one. And that applies to whatever.
I've also been doing that with clothing brands, so like seeing what sells like quite high and stuff. So I thought I'd just add that.
Thank you.
Because I do when one of my favourite things in the evening to do is do like the completed search. Yeah, see what sells highest.
Completed searches, seeing what sells highest is one of the. It is a fun way to spend an evening, definitely.
Yeah. Especially when it's clothing and you're trying to learn. So I was like, nah.
Caroline has popped in. Hi, Caroline. How are you? David Moore says, question: how's sourcing been this week? Finding NAFL in my area. Still using eBay a lot for sourcing at the moment. I mean, it's been okay for us. Can't really complain. It's hit and miss, like with everything. Sometimes you're gonna find stuff, sometimes you're not. But it's about it's like the title of the video is you like make hay while the sun shines. So if you do come across an opportunity, it's about maximizing it, and that also applies to when you're getting sales. I mean, touch wood, we haven't talked about our sales yet, but our sales have been just, like how bad they've been over the past few weeks, and we've been saying how bad and terrible they are. That's how good they've been so far this week. They've been really good. We're very happy with our sales at the moment.
That's why both of us are smiling.
Yeah, that's why we're smiling. That's why we're like,
we're a bit more relaxed this evening,
we're chilling. We're doing pretty well with our sales, and it's really been the last couple of days where it's kicked in. It's been fantastic, and we're hoping it's going to keep on. But the idea is that when something like that happens, it's about then taking.
But again, we have been listing a lot before that happened as well. So,
it's the whole thing. It's about making hay while the sun shines. We had an opportunity this week. It meant that we were able to list a lot. I think we put around 50 items so far on the main store, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but for us, it's a lot. Well, it's relative to people, isn't it? Some people list 50 items in a day, right? We don't do that normally.
This week we've both been working on the main store. Yeah. So the second store has kind of taken a step back for a minute. Yeah. Because we've having a lot of
Yeah, well, we're just working on. There's been reason to work on the main store. We've been listing like crazy on it. Well, for us, like I said, it's all. Again, it's specific to individuals. Some people will be like 50 items. That's like in a week. That's nothing. I do that in a day. I do that in an afternoon. You know, but for us, it's a lot, and it has translated. Touch wood. Yeah. Okay.
I'm really sorry.
It for us. It's translated into some good sales, and we're hoping that's going to continue. So yeah, that's how sourcing has been for us. Let's have a look. Derek Payne says, "Hi, how often do you visit the same charity shop, weekly or more often? If it's a good one."
See, our local ones we do go into quite
daily
regularly.
almost.
I mean, we've got a little high street, and if we're down there posting our parcels, we're gonna stop and check out our.
Yeah, it's
high
been.
Street.
Yeah, we. To be fair, if you find like a honey hole or something, if you find a charity shop that's particularly good for you, you know, we all have that. You have a street of charity shops, and you find one that you just seem to have a more consistent rate of success. And if it's close enough, then I'd go every day. I'd go.
I mean, some of our other ones, like we'll go to once a week sometimes. Other ones we haven't visited for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It just depends on whether we feel like that area's been kind of good for us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, our local ones that are just by our parcel shop, we will visit quite regularly.
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty awesome, to be honest. Let's have a look. What else is there? I'm hoping for an uptake in sales when everyone's paid. Mohin Dean, Nick says sales have been great on eBay but poor on Amazon here. Yeah, I mean, well, our Amazon sales are always poor, so but our eBay sales have been great, so we're happy. Mohin Dean says, question, were you busy this week? There's no video since last chat. Yes, I mean, like I said, we are trying
to concentrate on YouTube at the same time, but this week has been
it's been busy. We've had a lot to work through, and like I said, we've both been working on the main store, putting up listings. You know, things are selling, but at the same time, it takes some work to get the listings up.
We have neglected YouTube a little bit this week, but hopefully, once we're back on top of things, then
Of course, we'll be making more videos.
Yes.
Retro Vintage says good and bad days. Exactly. There are always good and bad days.
I mean, we've had bad days this week.
Yeah, but it's just, if you have a couple of good days, it can change the whole outlook for the week. I mean, I think we're well over our £100 a day target for the last 7 days. In fact, I think we're close to about 1,100 turnover, which is, for us, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
so
we're really
happy with that.
It's well over our £100 a day kind of
which
target.
What we like to get. So hopefully it will carry on. And so bought something for £20 at a charity shop yesterday, says David McGregor, and a woman rang it up for £2 by mistake. I said nothing. Is that poor form? In my book, that's a good day, says Peter Smith. I feel guilty and go back to David Morse. Yes, David, make a donation to Comic Relief. It'll be interesting to see what the chat thinks about David's dilemma. I don't know.
I would feel guilty.
Yeah, I think you probably would if it's meant to be. If you thought it was worth paying or going to the till with, and it was £20, you're going to make a lot out of it. Yeah. So you obviously wouldn't have taken it to the till with that £20 price tag unless you knew you were going to do well out of it, David. So you know what the right thing to do is, but at the same time, the other side of it is, I don't know, you noticed after the fact, can you be bothered to go back? Like I said, you could just make a donation somewhere else or something. It all works.
Well, we had a weird thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
With our with the charity shop and our card.
Oh, we had a bit of an issue. It was a couple of weeks back, actually. Yeah, we had a right nightmare. We tried to pay on card. I got an email to say the payment had been taken, but they were adamant there'd been no payment taken, which was crazy.
They called their people while we were in the shop.
Yeah, and they were saying no payment's been taken. And I said, no, it has been. Look, I've got an email here stating money's gone. It's gone from my account. I could check my PayPal account because I used my PayPal card to pay for the item. And so they had to let it go. It turns out a few weeks later, PayPal, or a few days later, PayPal.
I think it was a few weeks later because then
Well, PayPal refunded me the money, or like returned money into my account. So it turns out that the charity shop were correct. They hadn't had the money. So it had gotten stuck in limbo for a few days or whatever. And so I went back and said, look, I've actually been given that money back, so I owe you the money.
We then
repaid.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. What else is there in the chat? I've got 83 people in here, so thank you everybody for joining us. We don't have a particular topic. We thought we'd come on and chat and just share because it's been pretty good. Let's have a look. Indy says, great to hear things have picked up, you guys. Yeah, it's been nice. We're happy.
It's been a real relief, actually. Yeah. This week has been something that we both kind of needed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Richard Hell says, sold lots on GSP this week. Most I have had since I started GSP. GSP is fantastic. It really is. It's one of those additions that I think everyone should be part of. I think it's one of those programs that eBay runs.
And I've actually sold a fair amount of clothing through GSP as well.
Yeah. So GSP has worked really well. There are certain situations where you can't combine items, so there are some drawbacks to it. But overall, it's a great way of and plus the whole point of being on eBay is to be in front of as many people as you can. And by the UK marketplace is huge, it's massive, but you can't ignore Europe. You just can't, and obviously the rest of the world as well. But GSP covers pretty much all of Europe, a lot of the other countries out there as well, all the way over to Japan, US, etc. So definitely. CP Craft says listing numbers depends on the value of goods, I think. Yes, I would say so. Yeah, because obviously if you're selling low value items, you do need to have like a lot. So for example, if you're doing like basic high street fashion clothes, you're probably going to need a lot more listings than if you're selling high end fashion, which costs like 10 times as much per item. So yeah, totally agree with you there. It's quality, not quantity of listings, says Gary Dunster. How about a quantity of quality listings, says Darren. Yeah, that would be the optimum, I think. Definitely. Treasure Pirate says, I've got 3 jumbles to visit tomorrow. I don't know if I'd physically be up for that.
I know. I find one tiring.
One jumble can be tiring, so good luck, Treasure Pirate. I'm sure you'll be beasting through those. Hopefully there's enough space in between them so you can get a bit of recuperation. That would be really good, because you don't want to be like, that would be knackering, wouldn't it? Guys, if you've got any questions you want to ask us, put them in the chat. We'll answer the questions. We'll talk about some topics. Trisha J says, Trisha J has got a question. So just questions in capital, and we'll pick them out. And we'll do that. Does going to the charity shop every day get you funny looks? I'm sure the manager of my favourite shop is less friendly to me than other customers. Trisha, I don't think it does get you funny looks. If anything, people will be more receptive because they. I
think there's one in particular that we haven't been to for a long time.
Yeah.
But when we were going in there quite regularly, the guy there, was quite happy to do a little bit of a discount for us.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't been back there for.
We haven't been there for a while now. It's been ages. But I think it's familiarity. So I would say the more you can go to one, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I wouldn't feel weird about it. I get funny looks anyway, says Indie Chick. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes it's easy to think like that because it's easy to feel. You can sometimes feel that. I mean, just like when you guys look around and you probably look around the charity shops like we do and go, oh, that guy's a reseller, or that lady's a reseller. Just like we all do that.
I think we can be a bit judgmental when you're in there. But no.
Yeah,
it's always nice talking to the staff.
And eventually,
the staff that run it, if you get chatting to them,
just be
pretty friendly.
Just be super friendly. Just be like, hi there, hi guys.
That's just you, isn't it?
Just be super friendly, and then they can't hate you, or they even if they hate you, they'll be professionally nice to you anyway.
Exactly.
So that's what I would say to that. Fabian says, I look at my sales on a monthly basis, not a daily one. That's a great point from Fabian. When you have ups and downs with sales, it really is something that it can knock you, and it's important not to let it knock you, because you've got to look at the bigger picture. And actually, that reminds me of this.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the best printout ever.
This hasn't gone on our wall yet, but this is going on our
wall.
We're
going to be sticking this on our wall. This is a little printout thing I got from Google. And it's a day in the life of as an entrepreneur. And as you can see, there are many ups and downs. And you can go from one moment I think I'm going bankrupt, to I'm good. I don't know why I get so down on myself the next. So I would say that is just epic.
You printed it to me.
Yeah.
I showed it to me and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
I mean, whatever you guys are going through out there right now in your reselling, you know, no matter how inexperienced you are, no matter how well or how badly things are going, I think it's really important to keep perspective.
Yeah.
And I think this little sheet here is going to help us keep a little bit of perspective. Yeah. Because
we're fairly doing our journey.
It's really important.
Just,
perspective is so important. It's
definitely.
Just something I would say. Let's have a look. I look at monthly and yearly growth, says CP Crafts. Definitely. Hi, you two from sunny Florida, says what you're selling. Oh, that sounds amazing. It's a charity shop. Not pointing it out to them is like kicking puppies. Okay. That's a bit harsh, Pug-Chick, but I get what you're saying. I think they're talking about David McGregor's price, your price conundrum there. Good Use Good says, as a buyer, I hate GSP. Figure this out. US has a higher cost GSP to send something to Canada over the UK. So I now buy from the UK more with GSP. Yeah, I mean that is peculiar. I've heard of that. I think that is a bit of a ridiculous situation. There are always anomalies. Who has had the most returns this week? I've had a return. Didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I sold a pair of headphones. I actually shared them in one of my previous videos. There were these like Sony headphones over the ear. I did test them. They did sound fine to me. I did move the dials on them, but apparently when the buyer received them via GSP, they were faulty. One of the ears didn't work, and there was this wrong with it, that wrong with it. And I thought, I couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you, so I just thought, I just took it on the chin, basically. It was within the 30 days.
We've only had one this week, though.
Yeah, that was the only return we've had, thankfully, so I had to take a return on that, which sucks, but it happens and is part of it, and I didn't want to waste any time dealing with it, because we had better things to be dealing with than to be stressing over that, so I thought that was fine. Fabian says, that's right, CP. Yearly and monthly growth is a better way of assessing the business, definitely. Let's have a look. Question, next day delivery. If I have a 3-day dispatch, for example, would next day delivery count for the 4th day or the day the customer bought it? Gary, I believe it would count on the 4th day, because it would take into account your 3-day handling time. Because your handling time is, it's as long as you do it from that. But if you offer a next day delivery option, I'm not sure, but I think your handling time, your handling time is irrespective of whether they buy your economy delivery or your next day delivery option. Irrespective of that, your handling time is a constant. So if your handling time is 3 days, that's your 3-day period in which to handle the item to get it ready for shipping. So I believe it would be on the 4th. I would double check that, but that's how I feel.
See, I would have gone the other way, because they've paid for next day. And normally
they have paid for next day, but I think what you've got to remember is, if you've got 3-day handling time and you normally offer an economy service which is like 3 to 5 days, then you should expect it 3 to 5 days after the 3-day handling time. Whereas then if you've paid for next day, then you should expect it the day after the 3-day handling time. So that's how I believe that works.
Doing this a lot
well, that's just how
we both know my brain works differently from yours.
Yes, i.e. not as well. What's
that?
Nothing.
That was so quick. Come on, tell me.
I said i.e. not as well. Differently, not as well.
Oh.
You said it doesn't work, not as well, and I just said no. You said differently.
Yeah.
And I said just not as well. Yeah, it took you a while to get it.
Goodness, I was so slow today.
Yeah.
Slow days, actually.
Nick says, we have a jumble tomorrow, hoping it's got big again. Fabian, question: where is the furthest place you have sent an item on the GSP? Mine is Argentina. I believe we sent stuff to Japan, Australia. We've had those. I think we've had some South American countries. I think I've sold stuff to like Brazil or something, but I think furthest away from us, maybe Japan would be it. I guess Japan, Australia. Yeah. Let's have a look. My anxiety levels are on the rise at the thought of going to this jumble sale.
It'll be fine. Just
exactly,
enjoy it.
Exactly. That's what I would say as well. Funny looks, don't let them get to me. Let's. Quite a lot of comments going. Are we behind? Aren't we? We're quite prepared.
Hey, they're meant to be friendly, not flirty.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Nick says that graph is so true. Yeah. Where to get it from, guys? What we'll do is I don't know where we got it from, but
you googled it.
I googled it. No, I don't even know how I came across it, to be honest. I've had this saved on my computer for a while, but I'll see if I can find the link and then get it. But that graph is amazing. It proves everything. Indy's chick says she loves it as well. Cool one about success too. Next month I'm going to start travelling around the UK to get all the good stuff, says UK Reseller. Lisa Smith says evening. Hi there, Lisa. Richard Hill, I got funny looks in the charity shop today. Grown man buying a boxed Barbie doll. The girlfriend was just as bad as the stuff and the customs. The thing is, Richard, I wouldn't think that's as strange as you might think. There's a lot of men out there that collect Barbies seriously, don't they? So you could have just played it out like, that's the one I was after,
Yeah.
But
it might have been for your daughter, or
Yeah, you shouldn't have gotten funny looks for that.
No, absolutely not. You bought Barbie dolls, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think you had Zara.
I had Zara with me. That made it a lot easier. Let's have a look. Darren says, I've only had one return this week, which was a top that didn't fit the buyer, so they returned it at their cost. No big deal, and I've relisted it already. Yeah, it's always nice when you don't have that many. I mean, I think guys, mentioning what Fabian has mentioned in the chat about looking at things overall.
Yeah.
When you get a return or something, put it into perspective. Overall, how many returns are you getting? If you've only just started and you get a return straight away, you might think, oh my god, is this what it's going to be like? Because that's your experience is limited.
I remember when I first opened the second store, and I had a return pretty quickly, and I was like, oh no, and you just kept saying to me,
don't worry, just get used to it.
Just get used to it.
Just get used to it. It's fine.
It's going to happen from time to time. Just get on with it.
Yeah.
Just return it, get the item back.
And Indy Ching has got a ka-ching, so cool, nice to get a sale. Simon Mitchell says, I went to the annual photography show at NEC Tuesday. They had a charity table to fill a bag for £25. I got a load of cameras and 3 video cameras. So always good to look for stock wherever you are. That sounds amazing, Simon. If you'd said to someone that a photography show with that opportunity be present, I don't think many people would have expected such a bargain to be there. I think that is pretty amazing to get that amount of item, and the 3 video cameras. I mean, video cameras are good money. Cool. Let's have a look. Z's in trouble for that comment. I'll be okay. Trish says, I'm super jealous of these jumbles. Hardly ever seen ones in my area. Best thing to do, Trish, is just to keep looking at your local newspaper. We often find them at like the notice board at our Sainsbury's, and actually on the door of your place
the
shop
agents
that
work
at.
as well,
So that helps.
That helps, and local newspapers. Just keep an eye on
UK Reseller says, when Z says let's have a look, he sounds very Scottish, I think. I don't know, do I? Let's have a look. I don't know. Let's have a look. I don't know.
Maybe it's the way you say it.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Quite a few comments coming.
He's quite good at accents though. So.
Not the Scottish one. I can't do the Scottish accent.
I can't do any.
Yeah, no, have car boots gotten properly started for you yet? Ask for £100 down. Not yet.
There is one that you go to.
I've started going to one that I should have gone to. It's been mentioned in the chat as well. There's one in a place called Clitheroe, which is like
takes you about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
to drive to, so.
But it is an all-year job. But they do charge a £5 to get in before 8 o'clock or something. So it's quite expensive. It's hit and miss like any boot sale. But since I've been going, I've been pretty happy about it. So I will kind of continue that. But there's better, bigger ones opening up soon, which are closer as well. So we'll be going to those instead. But Clitheroe would be nice to have like as a backup for those rainy weekends, so you don't lose out on any any sourcing. Because the worst thing in the world is when you lose out on some, you lose out on a whole weekend because it's rained off. That's just terrible. So I've had customers cancel orders when they found out what it costs to ship in the GSP from the US. Heather, we've got a similar issue, I think, that's happened. We had someone buy something from us this week on GSP, and I'm guessing they didn't realise that they were paying GSP, and now we've not heard anything from them. So it's a bit frustrating.
I mean, sometimes they'll contact you and say they want to cancel. I think that was another one we had, actually.
Yeah.
I remember reading a message about that.
Yeah. Malinki says, sail to Spain, email, can you send to my girlfriend in Colombia? No. Malinki, that's actually reminding me of something. I felt we didn't give the best service here, but we had someone buy an item from us. Now, they live in Australia, and they were buying it as a gift someone in the UK, and they asked whether I could post in the UK, but because of this, the whole aspect of covering myself under PayPal, PayPal seller and buyer protection, and it was a GSP sale, I didn't really have a choice unless we cancelled and relisted and all that malarkey. I said there's no way of that I know of doing it, and so they were like, oh, that's fair enough. So this item's going all the way to Australia, only to be sent back by the customer. So it's annoying when things like that happen. Okay. £400 down say but the men that collect Barbie are the ones that people think are strange. Tricia says, I often see groups of male students shopping for dresses for their fancy dress nights out. The charity shop ladies usually join in with tips and recommendations.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay.
That is really cool.
Question from Lee Smith, Zaya, what's been your best sale this week? I don't know. Actually, I think I might still have it here.
Yeah, we haven't packaged it yet.
Yeah, it's about to go out.
Don't drop it.
No. Best sale this week has been this item here. This is one of those things that I didn't want to sell it when I found it.
I made you. But you would keep so much.
No, but this is so cool, guys.
You would keep so much.
Look at this. Check that out. This is just, it is gorgeous. If you ever see this out and about, guys, you'll know just from its weight that this is quality.
It is pretty heavy.
This is a Technics CD player. It's really well built. It's very high quality. It's one of the earliest portable, and this is the cool thing, it's portable, right, guys? Check this out. I mean, the battery's now defunct because obviously the age. There's the battery, and it weighs a ton, and the player clips onto the back of the base there, and that is meant to be portable. And this thing weighs a fair bit, doesn't it?
And it's got its original
card. So we sold this. I mean, we actually, as soon as we listed it, we got a lot of interest. Very
we got
quickly.
Watches
straight away.
We had a couple of offers within the same evening of it getting listed.
And so this CD player sold for well, we took an offer.
Yeah, we
took an offer of £200, and now it's on its way to China. So I'm really happy with that. Really good put for us there. I'm sad as well at the same time to see it go.
That's our best seller.
Yeah, but that's probably our favourite sale of the week, definitely. Let's have a Luke, says David McGregor. I'm English and my Scottish sounds very Scottish, I feel. Well, that's because I grew up here, says UK Reseller. Scottish is the surname McMallick. Sounds like, that could be like a burger as well from McDonald's. Z, can you get...
on the burger, right?
Yeah, muck. Z, can you get a receipt for the early entry fee and claim it back on your expenses? In theory, I mean, again, this would fall underneath what Nick's video was about.
Yeah.
I mean, they do give you sometimes like a smiley face sticker or a wristband, depending on when they change it every week. So sometimes they'll give you a smiley face sticker. Sometimes they'll give you like a wristband, like a festival band. But yeah, in theory, if you're noting it down, I'll certainly be claiming it as a cost, because it is a cost. It cost me £5 to get in. And in a way, that could be one of the few provable ones, because I could say, there you go, there you can see on their website they charge £5 to get in. So that would be fine. £400 and down says, I've never done a proper car boot. Been doing this from charity shops for 3 months now. I'm so ready for a car boot. £400 and down, it's a different world. It really is. Car boots are on another level to charity shops, definitely. Car boot will make you cry in happiness compared to charity shops. Indeed. Yes, very true. Jason says Windike starts next weekend if weather is permitting. Thank you for that, Jason. Really do appreciate you letting me know about that. I met Jason at the Blackpool one, I think.
Isn't that Windike?
Is it Windike? Was that the one I met you at, Jason? I'm not sure. Lol, the battery is as big as the player, says Nick. Yeah, it's amazing. It was insane. I'm coming here more often as I do get sales mostly every time the chat is on. Z and B, your good luck. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. You have to watch us to get. Yeah, I mean, that is an amazing play. I'll tell you what, guys. Amazing sale. Did you say what you paid, Z? I think. I can't remember. I think it was about 20. Yeah, it was about £20. But it was worth it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. £200 force of chair. Yeah, it's amazing. I sold a battery box for £15. Cost the bar another £12 to ship to the US. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Clan McMallick, they can take my tat, but they'll never take my tat. David McGregor, only you would make a joke like that. But yes, that's fantastic. Can we talk about what would be in the McMallick burger, please? Oh, a good burger's got to have...
You can go on this one.
Yeah, Beck, by the way, guys, Beck is now like a kind of a vegetarian type person who eats fish, pescatarian. Yeah, so she doesn't eat burgers anymore, but I still do eat burgers. And a good burger, I'm not sure whether I care whether it's got brioche bun or not, or whether it... I'm getting sidetracked here, but yeah, it's got to have a really nice, good quality patty, some fresh salad. I actually love good salad. One of my favourite burgers is a kebab shop burger. Not because of the quality of the meat, because obviously it's like pigeon meat or whatever. I don't know what they put in it.
You can't say that it's pigeon meat.
Isn't it? No? Why can't you say that?
Because it's...
Could be pigeon meat. I don't know where they get it from. It doesn't look very wholesome. But the hot chili sauce and the salad they use in kebab shops is so nice that I just love kebab shop burgers. All right, so that's that covered. We've actually got 100 people watching.
So what you're saying is about the salad and the sauce?
For me, it's about the salad and the sauce. Kind of like McDonald's. If you guys have ever had a piece of Big Mac which doesn't have the Big Mac sauce on it, you really do realise that you're eating trash, because the patty is disgusting, isn't it? It's like, it's just not... It doesn't taste good. It tastes bland and horrid, but it's all about that McDonald's Big Mac sauce. Put Big Mac sauce on it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Morley's. Yeah, no, that's chicken. That's different, Lisa. Anyway, I want to show you another cool item, actually. We've not sold this yet.
No.
This is really nice. As you can tell, I got lucky and I got this as well, which is amazing. This is from the same place as I got the Nick's from. Unfortunately, this is not working, which is really heartbreaking. And this is something I'm considering keeping.
It's news to me.
It's news to Beck. I'm considering keeping, but check this guy.
I like the way you just slipped that in while we're in a chat.
This is so cool, though. The problem is I might want to get this repaired. This is a Discman. This is called a Pocket Discman D88. This is such a beautiful piece of equipment. I mean, just look at that. It is gorgeous. Now, the cool thing about this Discman is it was designed to play the 8cm CDs, the 3-inch CDs, which they tried to make a popular format. You know, but it didn't really happen.
Yeah, they were like the little tiny things, weren't they?
But the cool, so when you're using it like that, you know that there's a clip and it plays those. But the cool thing about this is on the back you can see you've got a slider. Wow. And on the slider, if you move the slider, it moves where the CD sits. So if I had a CD to hand,
which we don't,
the CD actually spins outside of the machine. Yeah. But this is so cool.
Should I go and grab one? Cause
no, it's alright. No, it's okay.
No, there's one on the table.
There's one on the table, yeah. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. Now, if this works, we'd be talking some. Here's a Prince CD. Got to listen to Prince. I always have Prince handy. But yeah, so you can actually, if you close it, and then it sits like that, and then it spins, so you can play the larger CDs as well. That is so cool. It's such a shame that it's not working, but it comes in a really nice case as well. Pocket Discman, absolutely love it. I'm thinking I'm going to find someone that will be able to repair this for me.
That's what we're hoping, isn't it?
Yeah, because it would be a shame to have to sell it for spares or repair. It would be a shame. I mean, whoever buys it would probably repair it anyway. But I mean, you know, it's a shame that it's not working. But really cool find. I'm happy with that. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Just finished a KFC, says Gary. I'm eating veggie right now. Glamorgan sausages, potato waffles, and cauliflower cheese. Cool. UK reseller, Manzi, you do get some nice stuff. Not always, and again that relates back to make hay while the sun shines. You know, you have to take advantage of situations as they appear. And like I said, I've said this a few times over the past few weeks. This year, even when I feel like I've got stock, I'm just going to buy and buy and buy and buy. I'm not going to look at the situation of, I think I've got enough stock now. No, there's no such thing as enough stock.
No.
I'm just going to buy until I can physically buy no longer, until there's no money left. I want to just keep buying because one thing I've learned, especially from watching Nick, Caroline, inventory is good. It doesn't have to be listed. I don't see them as piles of shame. I don't, it's one of those things. Let's have a look. Nick says, why would you keep it though? It doesn't even work. Probably Petra. It is so cool, Nick.
It is really cool. It is really cool.
Phoenix James says McDonald's equals cardboard burger. Close your eyes and it could be the box you're eating. Vegetarian these days, says Phoenix. Yeah, I know it isn't the best. Nick, you looks like you could use it as a circular sauce, as Barry. It is a cool player. Nick lives in a house full of veggies. Malinki says 3-inch CDs did not take off because they were so easy to steal from the store. That's an interesting bit of info there. The JC Files says this is the first UK reseller live stream I watched. Well, JC Files, I hope you find it interesting enough. This is not very heavily reseller related. This is more it's like a weekend catch up.
We normally just winding down on a Friday, to be quite honest.
Yeah, exactly. Nick says, I've turned the Maliks into crazy tat hoarders. Nick, it is your fault. As you know, it's always your fault. So I completely believe that. I don't think there's such a thing as a pile of shame. It's inventory. It's there. It's an investment. It's only a pile of shame if you've got no plans for it. And I'm not looking to buy any old thing. I'm hoping that I'm going to have piles of items that I thought were worth buying. I mean, that's why we buy things, right? We never buy things, because they're like actually tat. I know we affectionately call it tat and we call it, whatever.
Well, I kind of loved the video that Nick done about his electronics that were just sat up in the loft. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Just
imagine having that to go to.
I know. I'd like. That's just the thing, isn't it? Darren says that Sony D80 I wouldn't pass health and safety nowadays. Yeah, with that spinning disc, spins really quickly because it does spin. It does actually spin, but it just doesn't read. It's not really.
The reading or the?
Yeah, I mean, and the spinning mechanism's a bit kind of iffy. A bit. It's a bit jammed, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Sometimes items sit on the shelf and then out of the blue they sell, even the ones you think will never sell. It's a good buzz when they sell, says Simon Mitchell. Yeah. And yeah, we totally agree. Darren says, I got the weirdest look today in a charity shop. I bought 24 digital camera battery chargers, all different brands, all 50p each, so couldn't say no. But could tell they thought I was weird. But Darren, that's a great example. Darren Oliver, a great example of taking advantage of the situation, not just buying a few and seeing how they go. Just go all in. Sometimes it has to be done. Yeah. UK Reseller says, I believe in puzzle crap as I have loads of it. It's just he's not looking at any old thing, just every old thing. That's it, Darren. I just want to make sure I don't have. One thing we've enjoyed this week is we've had work to do, and that's probably why we've not been on YouTube as much. So maybe you can tell when we're doing too much YouTube, it means we're doing too little work.
Because we're not working.
So, in a way, I think
we have to find a healthy balance.
No, we have to find a balance because we love doing this so much. This is like fun, but I really do feel that it's what was I saying?
Something about not doing YouTube, working.
Yeah. It felt really good to have work to do this week, and that's because, like like I said, we had an opportunity to get some stock. We got some stock, so that's the idea of it.
Yes.
It's other people's tap, but our treasure, says Indie Chick. I think that's perfectly put. Yeah, that is exactly how it is. Yeah. Kevin says, "Hi, please can I have some tips on posting an exercise bike?" My advice would be to get a bike box, maybe. See whether it fits there. Go to your local bike store. Martin Holgate has mentioned that before, and I think it's a great idea. If you've got a local bike store or a Halfords, go there and ask them whether they've got boxes. They'll often have boxes from bikes that they've put out on display or bikes they've built for customers. And if not that, then go to one of those sort of self-storage places maybe, and see whether they have something suitable. Would you say reselling is or can be addictive, Phoenix James? Phoenix, I would say yes, it can be addictive.
It can be.
But that's because reselling, for us anyway, I like to think of it as a lifestyle. Whatever we do going forward from now onwards will involve reselling in some form.
It will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just had to punctuate my points, so when I say something,
because because I agree with you there. I wasn't heavily into the whole reselling thing. I only came on board, what was it, 8 months ago?
Since we moved up here, you've been in, haven't you? Fully. Yeah, so helping.
So 8?
Yeah, 8 months probably,
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but it will involve some form of reselling. Yeah. Whether that's on eBay, whether that's on something completely different, who knows? We don't know, but that's what I would say. It's important. To look at it like, for us anyway, it's important to look at it like that. We wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it. And yes, the thrill of finding.
I think that's the other side of it, is you do have to enjoy what you're doing. Definitely.
Because it's demanding, isn't it? I mean,
look out for things that you enjoy picking up. Like, you love the electronics.
Yeah, I love electronics.
So,
but
that's something.
If you're not passionate about this, if you're not passionate, think about what we're talking about. We're saying, we go to the same charity shop every day. So, and how many times we find nothing, or you go out looking for stuff and you don't find anything. It could easily get disheartening if you weren't passionate about it. You wouldn't be able to consistently just keep going, even when nothing's happening. But then when an opportunity does come, then it makes it all worthwhile. So it can definitely be addictive, but it's a good part of it. Richard Hale says, I don't have a pile of shame, I have a garbage full of shame still, keep buying more. I think the problem is buying part is a lot more addictive than listing part. It can be, but there is a buzz.
I enjoy. Yeah. I do enjoy the listing.
I think it depends what. Again, I think it can depend a lot on how excited you are about what you've bought. A lot of you guys will be able to relate to this. Say, for example, if it's a video game, if you bought a video game bundle and it has some amazingly rare SNES or Nintendo 64, whatever titles, you're not going to struggle to list them, except if you're wanting to keep the game. But say you've already got a mint copy of the game and you found another one that's mint and it goes for big money online, you're not going to struggle to send it into FBA or to list it on eBay. You're just not going to struggle. You're going to do it. However, if you've bought something that you know is profitable but is completely outside of your interest, whatever that may be, suddenly there's an extra layer, isn't there?
But the thing is, I suppose for me, like, I can get excited about listing an item that's kind of slightly higher end, like where you know you're going to get a good profit from. But also, I am able to just sit there and list just.
You can do that. You've got that ability. Some people have got the ability, like Rebecca's got the ability to sit down and just work.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more incentive, don't I? I think I need it to be.
This week we've worked really well. Yeah. I mean, you've been taking the photos. It's gone back to you taking the photos, me getting on and just getting a list.
A lot of people are actually saying, Z can be list for me as I hate listing. I like listing when it's great money, says Daniel Warren. Exactly. So if you've got a high ticket item, you'll be buzzing to list it. But Rebecca can list. But
the thing is, I have no issue with sitting in front of a computer and just getting engrossed in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do it a lot when I was working at the doctor's surgery. I would be, doing whatever work I had to do. Involved.
Mia Cameron Alice says here, how did you convince Beck to come on board? I've been trying to get my wife involved, but it's not working. I didn't try. That's the thing.
No,
I think
you didn't. We've always wanted to kind of work together. I mean, we met working together.
We just like spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So,
and we always wanted to go back to being able to work for ourselves and working together. So
it kind of it just
that was it really.
That was it really.
And it's just reselling has given us that.
When you see what it offers, it becomes an attractive proposition. I'd say so.
Definitely.
Let's have a look. Addicted to listing, you're welcome here anytime, Rebecca says David. Yep. A Sib K says hello, just got an alert say you're streaming. Shame it was 47 minutes late.
Oh no.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, we put it up quite late today.
Yeah, I need to start putting I know I'm going to do it at 7 every day, but I don't put the event up early enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start planning to put the event out earlier.
A little bit earlier.
So it happens. Darren says I hate listing clothes, having to iron them, dress on the mannequin, take pics, etc. It drives me insane. Hence why I've got about 50 clothing items not listed, says Darren.
Yeah.
See, that's just it. If we're the same, if we bought a job lot ages ago of craft stamps, I would never have listed them ever. It was Beck sitting down and listing them all that got it listed. Otherwise, I would never have done it.
Yeah.
We want to be together, says Malink. Okay, that's what we said, yes.
Yes, okay.
I enjoy listing once I get into it. Starting is the hard part. Once I'm in my stride, I can fly through them. Nick, I kind of see what you're saying there. Once you sit down and, you can definitely... you can do that, but it is that hard part of actually making yourself sit down to do it. I find, for me, having items that I'm personally interested in...
That's the thing.
Yeah. I've been doing it recently because
testing your items. You will quite happily spend your time doing that. You would do the the photographs.
Yeah, I love taking photos of it. I love.
And also, you'll sit and you'll edit the photographs for me as well. So quite literally, when I sit down on the computer,
you're ready to just upload and list. Yeah, so it works.
Just getting there and doing that.
Exactly.
So,
You got to find what works great. I mean, I do feel that we're very lucky that we're both doing this as a team, because it would be quite overwhelming and difficult. I remember, on my own, I'd have too many days where I just wasn't productive.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely reduced since,
Yeah. I mean, we still have our moments.
Yeah.
We can be a massive distraction to each other sometimes.
Yeah, we can be, yeah. I had a question about clothes selling. I've been reselling. I've seen resellers buy stuff and put it on, and I assume sell for very high prices, like $25 for Monsoon or Ted Baker. I go online for something I found, and it's like £5. What am I missing? It's just learning about these things. I mean, Beck, you're finding that you're learning about clothes. Clothing
I have to say, pattern makes a difference. Material makes a difference. And also if it's currently in season, like on trend kind of thing, as they say.
Yeah. I think
if it's something that's quite in at the moment.
Do you know what? Like with most things, there's that amazing phrase like easy to pick up, difficult to master.
Yeah.
Right. I think reselling is a perfect example of that. On the face of it, nothing could be easier, but to master it, no matter what that is, you know, it's difficult. I mean, I think clothes is one of those things that's so easy to get into because it's an abundance of it. But just like with any other speciality, people that know their stuff are going to do a lot better than people that don't know their stuff. So people that are buying, like, who are into fashion, who buy fashion magazines, who have a natural interest in fashion, are going to do better than people that are just buying clothes to resell.
Exactly.
That's what I think. Massive distraction to each other, to quote ads. Wink, wink. Sam says, I prefer to draft everything at night and then photograph in the morning before I go out sourcing. That sounds very organised, Sam. That sounds like quite cool.
Yeah.
Clothing prices are all over the place, even for the same items, says Trisha. That's also a good point. Yeah, it definitely is. It is something to bear in mind. When you sell something, you know, you can have the option of setting a new price. Actually, going back to the Mewtwo camera that everyone knows about, you know, I was astonished to see Chris got 200 quid for his. That was, you know, that's talk about setting the bar. I mean, that's, you know, that's setting a new bar. The next reseller that picks one up and sees that this guy got 200 quid, hell, I'm gonna get 200 quid for mine, and suddenly the bar's it's raised. And exactly. You know, the last one I had, I think I sold for like 100 or something.
Yeah.
It was like
120, you know, I think.
So that's, you know, not even 120. I think it was about 100, hun.
Was it?
Yeah, 100 and maybe 105, 110 maybe, I don't know. So for it to go up from me having one of those just a few months back to now going for £200 for the same thing, not box or anything, you can set a new bar, and that's so important.
Yeah.
It's so, you know, kudos to Chris there for that. There we go. Yeah, a lot of advice coming in from Sib, which is really nice in the chat. Darren Oliver says the key is research, and luck. Yeah. I have recently picked up Church's Cheney boots for £2 and Orvis jackets for £1. I would have walked past them without a second's glance a few months ago. Yeah, definitely. Knowledge, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, you know, being able to pick out that quality.
Yeah.
Looking for those marks of quality. Because, you know, there's so many times you look through a rack and you think, I've left money on that rack, but you know.
But again, that's always down to knowledge, isn't it? Because you're not confident enough to act on because you're going on luck at that point then, or if you don't have a phone or you don't have signal, or you're not, you know, whatever. So, I no longer resell due to health reasons, but another good brand to look for is Sea Salt, says Lisa. Okay. Yes, you need the knowledge and confidence. Price it higher sometimes, says Trisha, definitely. Sib says, you're motivated. I bought a VCR player, don't have the heart to sit down and give it a clean, germaphobe. I think reselling might not be for me. I wouldn't say that. There's always ways around it. Wear some marigolds. If you're really that concerned. I mean, sometimes stuff smells. I mean, I've bought stuff that smells of pee before. You know, I remember once buying a pair of trainers and there were mouse droppings inside. You know, we've all made these mistakes. I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff. I believe Joe Penny's once said that there was a VCR that he saw once which had a dead mouse inside it.
Oh, no.
So it, you know, you've got to remember some of the stuff we're buying has been in garages and lofts for often years, and people don't know what goes on in every nook and cranny of their house, and so yeah, you've got to be obviously thick-skinned enough to cope with that. But you know, be positive, and I'm sure it can happen.
Exactly.
You know, and VCRs sell for good money, depending on which ones. I got 225 for my Mewtwo a couple of months ago. Got a push high, says Darren Oliver. See, that is yeah, that's see, you know, I feel like, and only a few months ago I was selling at what I thought was the market price.
Yeah.
that's incredible.
That's something when you do the completed listings, and that is what's...
That's astonishing, yeah. We are now coming up to 8 o'clock already, so I'm sure a lot of you guys will be wanting to go off and watch the rest of Red Nose Day. We're going to be off out to grab a bite to eat with the kids.
We are.
Really appreciate everyone popping in. We've got 110 people watching, which is just...
Wow.
That's mind-blowing, by the way.
I didn't even see that. Wow.
Yeah, 110 people watching.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments and the interaction. Thank you very much for popping in. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button.
Yes.
Really appreciate you doing that for us. And we will endeavour to make more videos. Hopefully, Boot Fair season's going to kick in soon. We're going to be doing a lot more weekend hauls.
Yes.
We love doing our live haul videos. Whenever we do jumbles, we do them. But when the Boot Fair season starts, we're going to be doing those again. So hopefully we'll see you guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Thanks, guys.
See you.